Greetings, everybody. We are in Hague, Netherlands at the Honeywell User Group, and I'm here with Eric and Caesar. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, we're talking about AI in manufacturing, and manufacturers often say they are drowning in technology, but starving for insight. So, what's the one practical way to focus on real value? Maybe start with you, Caesar.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, we have been doing digitalization for a long time, for decades now. So that means that we have a big ecosystem of different solutions now, and the customers need to live with it, right? Disparate solutions, many data sources, etc. And what the approach that we have to make valuable solutions is focusing in real use cases, in identifying what is the challenge that the customer have. Starting there, not starting with the technology. You need to start with what is the challenge that you want to overcome. And let's identify what is the solution and then apply the technology. That way you create value. If you go and put technology in without a challenge that has been identified, you're going to create more mess. So you need to create value, not mess.
Right, focus on the value. Got it. So everyone says AI is ready for industry, but are manufacturers ready for AI? What signs tells you that a plant actually has the data discipline to use it well?
Yes, we have in the last 10, 15 years, there has been advances in AI. I've been working in AI all my life, right? So, and I started using neural networks for specific use cases. We have been doing this for the industry for many years. But before, there was only anecdotes, right? One use case, we did an example and work, but couldn't be transferable to generalize the use. With the progress in the AI technologies in the last 10, 15 years, especially from the last 5 years from generative AI, that is changing. Now there are two factors. One, the models are better. You have more precision in the prediction that you can get and the pattern recognition. But from the other side, the use of AI is being democratized. Now you can interact with the models using Gen AI in natural language. So anyone can access the model. There are no more needed data scientists to interact with the model. Now anyone can leverage the value. So that means that now we're getting more value across the entire value chain. And that is changing the landscape in the industry.
Thank you. Now, Eric, from your perspective, you talk to a lot of customers.
Sure.
Anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I think following what Cesar says is that we now have democratized AI, but now we've democratized AI, especially in manufacturing. Accuracy becomes a big factor, right? Because now everybody can access it. You're no longer going for your data scientist. You basically need to make sure that anything that you process through it has the right source data, has the right input in order to make it successful, right? Because again, it's now accessible to anyone, and especially in precision manufacturing and in a lot of manufacturing industries, accuracy does matter. So it creates an opportunity and a challenge at the same time, but a different challenge that is resolvable in our mind.
Got it. Now, industrial AI learns from history as AI overall, but history isn't always clean or complete in industrial settings. How do you prevent bias or bad data from distorting what AI learns?
Maybe. You need to have a good practice and good methodology to deal with data. Fortunately, the industry has been evolving in how to capture, how to maintain the data, right? And that we have seen. So before, trying to get data from history was messy, a lot of gaps, noise, etc. Now companies are getting better practices to keep the data, clean the data, etc. But still, there are some challenges. So you need to have procedures to pre-process the data. I'm coming back to the use cases. You need to know what are you looking for. It's not getting all the data and trying to solve world hunger with that. No, you're going to look data that is specific to solve problems, challenges that you want to tackle. And that way you can get the real value. So procedures to clean the data, have a clean data pipeline, and from the other side, know what you're looking for.
Eric, from the documentation perspective?
It's a wholehearted agreement, because that's exactly the field that we're playing in, the pre-processing perspective. That's where we see it, making sure that from a documentation and the information that sits in unstructured information or unstructured to files, to basically convert that pre-process and make sure it's accurate, so that once it hits your AI models, you can be rest assured that it actually comes in with the accuracy that you expected, and then you can democratize it, and anybody can access it in their natural language. But I wholeheartedly agree on the pre-processing side before you let it hit your models.
Right now, double clicking on that, plants have decades of data buried in PDFs, maintenance logs, or old system. What's the smartest way to bring that forgotten data into modern AI use without starting over, Eric?
So without starting over is it may be a big word, but what we see with our clients that are starting to embark on this mission is basically, first of all, I wholeheartedly agree with Cesar that you can't load up all the data, and you can't you got to select your use cases, you got to select your sources where you go. But what we've also seen is that different AI applications have different capabilities in this space in the unstructured data side. So there's AI models that are really good at language. There's AI models that are really good at pictures. There's AI models that are really good at categorization. So there's different uses for different pieces of information that you find in your unstructured files, right? And so we believe that making those decisions and working with expertise partners that can provide you the accuracy, that have been working in your industry for a long time, such as Honeywell, is crucial to make a success out of that. And we've been operating in that market similar about 23 years. So really understanding what's needed and where do you send it to before you basically start democratizing it.
Got it. Democratization, it seems to be the key word for
Absolutely.
this conversation. Yeah. When AI moves from lab models or from pilot to live plans, what's the one thing that never goes as planned? Maybe Cesar started to.
Yeah, that's our daily life, right? So you test your systems in the lab, and then you go to a production setting. There is always a configuration that is different of the standard configuration. There is always a change that happened that somebody made in the system that is not mapped in the lab system. So you need to do a proper test, and that's key. So you need to have a clear methodology to do your factory test from one side, and then you need to do your site test, validate that everything works before you go to production. And that's, is 101. But it's so important because always there is a change in the configuration of the system that you didn't saw before, and that is going to screw the entire solution. So you need to really have the discipline to do a proper test before you go to production.
Got it. Now, Eric, Adlib focuses on turning unstructured content into usable data. What's the most overlooked source of value you see hidden inside manufacturing documents today?
I think that one of the things that some of the clients that we speak to have embarked, as Cesar already mentioned, have embarked for a long time already in the AI mission, right? When it was with the data scientists. And some of these clients are also, some of our clients are also saying, look, we're already on this mission and we're already investing in this. But no matter how good your own factory floor is, no matter how digitized your own factory floor is, you're always working with external sources of information and always starting with external suppliers, external vendors, yes, external organizations that will send in their unstructured information, invoices, bills, drawings, support manuals, all kinds of elements that might be super important for you to basically take into consideration in your AI models, but they haven't digitized their side into it. So I think sometimes it's overlooked. Okay, we've got our house in order, but your house, especially on the factory floor, is never a standalone house. There's always in-sources, outsources, basically places where you got to communicate, and you got to take care of those data pipelines as well, because they're critical for your models and you're critical for your AI models to be successful on your factory floor. So that's something that we always, mostly of the time, talk to our most advanced customers about, say, well, take care of that side of the house as well.
Yeah.
Eric, Cesar, thank you so much for your insights. And if you're an audience and have questions for the two gentlemen, feel free to leverage the hashtag you see on the screen.